Addiction doesn't just happen to random people or only affect those who are careless or weak. Instead, it often appears repeatedly in certain individuals, especially those who experience emotions more deeply, think more intensely, and deal with a lot of internal noise that they never really learned how to manage. This isn't about morality or a lack of willpower. It's a mix of biology, psychology, and unprocessed pain all coming together. Some people can drink socially or try substances a few times and walk away without any lasting impact. But for others, there's a switch that flips the first time they try to numb their feelings. This isn't because they are bad or weak, it's simply how their body and mind respond to the experience. Carl Jung, a famous psychologist, believed that when we ignore or refuse to understand parts of ourselves, those parts don't disappear. They go underground. And when that happens, those hidden feelings often come out in unhealthy ways. Addiction is one of those ways. It's not that people want to hurt themselves. Instead, something inside feels overwhelming and out of control. Many people who struggle with addiction tend to be highly sensitive. Their nervous systems pick up everything with more intensity. When they feel joy, it feels much more intense. When they experience loss, it cuts deeper. Ordinary things like boredom or stress can feel unbearable and go in endless loops inside their minds. When they finally get relief, even if it comes from artificial means like drugs or alcohol, it can feel like breathing fresh air after being underwater, something desperately needed. Substances don't create the pain people feel. They temporarily mask it. They help quiet mental noise and slow down the body's racing feelings. Substances provide relief when nothing else is available. This kind of coping isn't a sign of weakness. It's a form of adaptation to overwhelming experiences. The problem is, what works in the short term often has a price that leads to more problems down the road. Addiction isn't a destiny or something that a person is doomed to have. Instead, it's a warning sign, a flare going up signaling that something important was missing in a person's life. This could include structure, safety, emotional regulation, or guidance. Sensitive people need more pain added to their lives. They need skills and tools to manage their feelings and reactions. When those tools aren't available or taught, they look for any option to survive, even if it's harmful. Surviving addiction doesn't mean it was supposed to happen or that it was some inevitable fate. It means that a person adapted to circumstances that were overwhelming or unsafe at that moment in their life. This adaptation helped them survive, but eventually it begins to work against them and cause damage. Finding meaning and understanding about life doesn't usually happen during addiction. It happens after clarity comes back, after people take responsibility instead of making excuses. People who recover from addiction gain authority, because they went through more suffering than others. They gain it because they have come to understand what happens when sensitivity isn't managed and when pain goes unaddressed. Addiction didn't make someone special. Their sensitivity was already there from the start. Recovery is the opportunity to take that sensitivity and turn it into something positive. It becomes a source of boundaries, discipline, insight, and strength instead of turning inward and causing pain. The focus now should not be on glorifying the fall or the struggle itself. Instead, it's about building the kind of structure that should have been there all along. Structure that provides safety, guidance, and tools to deal with overwhelming feelings. This is where real healing begins, where sensitive individuals can start to live fully and healthily without relying on harmful coping mechanisms. In summary, addiction is a complex response to deep-seated pain and overwhelming sensitivity. It's not a character flaw or moral failing. It reflects a person's attempt to adapt to internal challenges without having the right tools. With the right support and skills, people can redirect their sensitivity and find strength in their recovery, building the foundation of safety and regulation they didn't have before. That's the path forward, not one of blame or shame, but of understanding, healing, and growth.